This is episode 6 of the 7-part series, The Roots of Bitcoin. In the previous episodes, we explored incentives, decentralization, cryptography, difficulty adjustment, and the open source community. Now, we arrive at a root that, honestly, many people overlook. A root that changes how we think about Bitcoin entirely. Because Bitcoin is not just a ledger. Bitcoin is not just a payment network. Bitcoin is a system for ordering time. This root is the time chain. Deep roots are not reached by the frost. And this one, well, it anchors Bitcoin in reality itself. Most people call Bitcoin a blockchain. That term suggests a simple chain of blocks containing transactions. But that description is incomplete. What Bitcoin really creates is a cryptographically enforced sequence of events. Each block does not just contain transactions, it contains a timestamp, and that timestamp is secured by proof of work. This turns Bitcoin into a time chain. A time chain is a global clock, not controlled by any authority, not synchronized by any institution, but enforced by mathematics and energy. Every block proves that a certain amount of real-world time has passed, because proof of work cannot be rushed, it cannot be skipped, it cannot be faked. Bitcoin turns time into something measurable, verifiable, and immutable. Money is not just about value. Money is about ordering. Who paid whom first? Which transaction happened before another? Who owned what at a specific moment in time? Traditional systems solve this with trusted intermediaries, banks, clearinghouses, central authorities. Bitcoin removes the intermediary by anchoring order in time. Once a transaction is included in a block, and that block is buried under more proof of work, its position in time becomes increasingly difficult to change. Bitcoin does not ask you to trust a timestamp, it proves it. Proof of work is often misunderstood as wasteful computation, but its real purpose is much deeper. Proof of work is a time-locking mechanism. To produce a block, miners must perform real work. That work takes time, and that time cannot be compressed beyond physical limits. Because of this, proof of work creates a natural rhythm. Block after block, minute after minute, year after year. The difficulty adjustment ensures this rhythm remains stable. The time chain advances predictably. This is why Bitcoin can issue new coins on a fixed schedule, not by policy, not by decree, but by physics. Bitcoin does not care about calendars. It cares about elapsed time proven by work. A single block can be reorganized, 2 blocks can be challenged. But as blocks stack on top of each other, the cost of rewriting history grows exponentially. Each new block adds more time, more energy, and more proof. This is why old transactions are considered final, not because someone says so, but because changing them would require recreating all the work that followed. Bitcoin turns history into something expensive to rewrite. Time, in a sense, is the shield. The time chain allows people all over the world to agree on order, without agreeing on politics, without agreeing on identity, without agreeing on trust. 2 strangers who have never met can independently verify the same history, simply by checking the chain with the most accumulated work. There is no master clock, no time server, no central source of truth. Consensus emerges from competition and verification. Bitcoin does not tell you what time it is, it proves what happened before what. Before Bitcoin, digital systems relied on trusted timestamps, servers, databases, authorities. Those systems can be altered, logs can be rewritten, records can be adjusted. Bitcoin is the first system that makes time tamper-resistant. This has implications far beyond payments. It allows for irreversible settlement. It allows for digital scarcity. It allows for a shared history that does not depend on trust. Bitcoin creates a single timeline that anyone can verify. All right, let's dive into the myths surrounding the time chain versus the blockchain. You see, when we call Bitcoin a blockchain, it tends to focus our attention on the data. But when we refer to it as a time chain, it shifts our focus to causality. It's the order of events that truly matters, not just the data itself. This is exactly why Bitcoin scales in layers. The base layer is all about securing time, while the higher layers are optimized for speed and volume. If the base layer were fast and flexible, it would lose its ability to anchor time securely. Bitcoin, interestingly, chooses slowness on purpose because once time is secured, it can support everything that's built on top of it. Now, let's talk about time as a scarce resource. Time, as we know, is the ultimate scarce resource. You can't print it, you can't accelerate it, and you certainly can't store more of it. Bitcoin aligns money with time. Each block represents real elapsed time, secured by energy. Each halving marks a passage of time that simply cannot be negotiated. This is why Bitcoin feels so different from fiat systems. While fiat is elastic, Bitcoin is, well, temporal. So, why does the time chain enable human coordination? When people share a reliable timeline, they can coordinate without the need for trust. Contracts can settle, ownership can be proven, and promises can be enforced by code rather than courts. The time chain allows strangers to cooperate on a global scale without having to rely on shared institutions. And this, my friends, is not just a financial breakthrough. It's a coordination breakthrough. Governments can change laws, they can issue money, they can rewrite regulations, but they cannot rewrite elapsed time secured by proof of work. They can influence markets, they can influence price, but, they cannot go back in time. Bitcoin anchors economic history in something that resists power. Without the time chain, Bitcoin would be just another database. Without timestamps secured by proof of work, Bitcoin could not guarantee order, scarcity, or finality. The time chain is what makes Bitcoin objective. It does not care who you are. It does not care where you are. It does not care what you believe. It only cares about what happened first. Deep roots are not reached by the frost. This was episode 6 of The Roots of Bitcoin. In the final episode, we explore the root that ties everything together: human action. How millions of individuals, acting independently and often unknowingly, create the most resilient monetary system ever built. Episode 7, Human Action. If you prefer clarity over chaos, subscribe and join the sharp side.